Move a couple years forward to Mikata-Ga-Hara, which is a battle between the Tokugawa, the yellow, with the Oda reinforcements, those are the red units, against the Takeda, who are the blue. Now the Takeda heavily outnumber the Tokugawa here, but the Tokugawa have decided to come out and fight for honor, as it were. Historically, they lost badly, and their sorry, I don't know how to pronounce him, Yasu, yeah, who died in the first battle that I've played. He basically ran forward to go challenge the troops and cover his retreat, and one of his retainers pulls him back and goes and dies in his stead. And then through a bit of a ruse, he manages to actually have the siege basically lifted, or manages to keep it so that it stays open long enough that the bad weather comes. So there are some special rules to handle the situation here. Among them, the Oda troops are very unreliable in the sense that they don't think this is their fight, even though Tokugawa is really serving the Oda's best interest here. So anytime they're activated, there's a chance that they might decide to leave instead. Also, the victory conditions are somewhat different from most of the games. It's not expected to win the battle as the Tokugawa. Obviously, if you can, that's amazing and all. So instead, their goal is to put at least 3 Takeda clans into flight without losing 2, and then get off the map. Oh no, without losing more than 2. And then get off the map without losing that many. So they just want to inflict casualties and make it a little harder on the Takeda. Also, in order to balance things a little bit, they don't want, well, obviously the Tokugawa can't leave. They have to stick around for 6 turns. That's probably enough time to wipe them out. So I don't know how cool that is. And the Takeda clan can't be activated until at least one of his clans has fled. That's probably a good idea anyway. As long as, I mean, if he activates them, he has to leave his Hanshin to do anything with them. And once he does that, his whole command control will fall apart. So to really do well in the battle, yeah, it would be fantastic to bring that monster into play. But I actually think that monster should be less wieldly than it would be in the game. So I'm not too upset with restricting that. I mean, that thing could wipe out the Tokugawa force all on its own. What we have here is, in terms of the Takeda troops, apparently one of the best armies of the period. Well, one of the best armies of the preceding period. It's not fully modernized, very few Teppo, but it does have some very, very good units, especially the Takeda home clan units. If you look at the numbers, no, not the Teppo. But all that front line is those big 6-7 units, and with 7 quality, they're very, very powerful. And then there's equally good cav running down both sides. So that's a very, very good army there. And if you compare it to what the Tokugawa have, you'll see their units are somewhat smaller. That's an honor guard there, the 6-8. They have a little bit of cav, but most of their base units are in the 6.6, maybe even 6.5 range. Now, the rest of the Takeda units aren't elites, basically. When you look at the counters, try to ignore the Teppo and the Yumi, because they're not rated well, but I put them on top so that I can remember to fire them. Alright, well, this is what's happening tomorrow. End of the first turn of Mikata-Ga-Hara. Alright, what happened? Well, it kind of screwed up with the Takeda, as it were. Which is cool. It'll make it more even, and I learned something. So I moved forward along their left flank, pulling troops up across the tree line, etc. Unfortunately, right here, I moved some units a little too close to the Tokugawa line, and they slashed across from back here over, hit a flank, and did some definite damage. They're engaged with superiority in position. I also tried to take advantage with the Tokugawa of the advance over here, but I didn't get a continuation with the first Tokugawa clan. And then I tried activating an Oda clan, and forgetting that roll, charged up and realized, oh, wait a minute, this was special roll, rolled, and oh, they decided to withdraw instead. So, well, they're gone now. So the Tokugawa have one less clan, which is kind of a pity because being attacked on this side, they could have waited for the Takeda to attack them. But my feeling here is the Takeda were going to try to advance 3 fresh clans next turn instead of just attacking with what they had with inferior numbers. So that's kind of interesting start. We'll see where that ends up. Quick moment of time. Under all these engaged in shock markers, you're seeing a Tokugawa assault that just failed. Just picked up the... he rolled where he finished. Basically, a lot of flanks were exposed if he took care of them correctly, so he took advantage of all that, and nothing broke. So he's stuck there, and then he got a roll on a failed continuation, and he's just stuck there right now, which is going to be really unpleasant because it means it's going to be hard to activate these units over here. We'll see what happens.